and lighter, and made some compromises based on that. The first one is the Apple logo. This logo no longer lights up, and I know quite a few people were disappointed with that. This logo is now stainless steel. It looks pretty good, and if you have the space gray model, it looks a little bit better even, but this particular logo just doesn't light up when you open the display. The iconic part of that is gone. It also doesn't make a noise when you open the display up and boot up the computer. They've got rid of that noise as well. So those are two fairly iconic things that have gone away with this MacBook. Now they've made it thinner. They've gotten rid of the plastic hinge. The hinge on the back is all metal, just like the MacBook before. The bottom has vents on each side that also serve as speaker outlets or part of the speaker system. You just have the 4 feet like you'd expect. The big compromise Apple has made, though, they're all in on Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C. On the right side, you'll see we have USB-C adapters, which run at Thunderbolt 3 speeds. It also has line in, line out, and this is no longer optical, so it's for your headphone jack, and that's about it, basically. On the other side, again, 2 more USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 ports. Now, this is kind of a pain for a lot of people, and the price of the adapters in order to do what you want to do can get fairly expensive. So if I want to connect this to a typical Thunderbolt 2 port, I need a USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 to Thunderbolt 2 adapter. If I want to use an SD card, because they got rid of the SD card slot, I use USB-C to USB to this adapter, and then we have that. If I want to connect it to an iPhone or Lightning, USB-C to Lightning. If I want to use a display with DVI, USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 to DVI. Ethernet, which wasn't on the previous MacBook, so this one's kind of a pass, but it's there. And this particular one as well, VGA, you've got a little bit of a hub. So you've got all these adapters you need to use to kind of do what you could do easily on the previous MacBook. Now right now that's going to be a bit of a problem, but in the future everything's going to be USB-C. Android, Microsoft, everybody's kind of, or Google I should say, is all in on USB-C, and those standards were developed by multiple companies including Apple, so we should see those on lots of devices in the future. Now if we open the MacBook up, you'll see we have a giant trackpad, we have a very controversial keyboard, and then we have the new touch bar. We also have Touch ID, so if you want to log in quickly, just put your finger down. It's as fast as the iPhone, and it unlocks. It also serves as the power button, and the button feels a little bit wobbly to me. Makes some noise if you tap on it. Just something I've noticed. It doesn't feel as high quality. So unlock, you'll see it's quick. So if I lock it, it's one of the customizable keys. Unlock again. It's very quick, and it's really nice. You can pay with it and everything else. We have this giant trackpad, and the trackpad's nice. This is a iPhone 7 Plus. To give you an idea of how big this trackpad is, you'll see it's huge compared to the iPhone. So it's the same width, and then we have more room on top or bottom. The trackpad is really good. It's force touch, and that's been around for a little while now, and it responds well, and you can click wherever you like. So that part's really nice. It has good palm rejection. I haven't had an issue when I'm typing. Your palms rest on it. It knows your palms are there, and you can just type. The keyboard, however, is going to be a bit of an area of controversy for some people. I personally like the previous MacBook keyboard with the really shallow depth when you're pushing on it. They've given it more feedback, so if you're used to typing really fast, touch typing, you'll feel these now. They feel much better, and most people that have used this that I've heard say they actually like this now. It's no longer a pain in the neck to use. They can feel the display, but it's more matte like the keyboard. It looks pretty good, but it does seem set down a little bit, and it would be nice if it was a little bit wider. Maybe it will be in the future, but for what it does pretty well. You can adjust your screen brightnesses, just everything else like you did before. You want to adjust brightness up and down. It's really nice. And in Final Cut, you can adjust the timeline, and that's something that they kind of forced with the latest update of Final Cut. If we go here, you can adjust the timeline, you can zoom, move it around. It's kind of nice. It works well. It's very responsive, just like every touchscreen Apple makes, and I think most people will be pretty happy with it. But I don't know that it's something that you need to rush out and buy this over a touch bar. I'm not really sure about that. Now, speaking of the display, you can adjust the brightness, and the brightness is pretty crazy on this display. Compared to a 30-inch cinema display at full brightness, this display at full brightness, it's much brighter and has much better colors compared to the previous generation Retina display. The same thing goes. When they're both at full brightness, the one with the new MacBook looks much brighter and nicer. It's just a nicer display. It has DCI-P3 color gamut, which means it's wider color gamut. It looks better. It has more colors, and it's just a very, very nice display. I can't imagine using it even on full brightness outside. It's so bright. Now, the actual use of the device is pretty nice. Now, I've been using it, like I said, for 2 weeks, and people are saying one of the issues will be RAM usage. And this has 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's not upgradable. Your storage is not upgradable. You get what you get. That's kind of a pain, but I've never used 16 gigabytes of RAM. You'll see I can open up everything pretty much, and I still won't use 16 gigabytes of RAM. If I open all these different programs up, open everything I have basically, and check activity monitor, if I go into that, you'll see that my memory, I'm only using 7.5 gigabytes in this case out of 16 gigabytes. I can be rendering a video. I still don't use 16 gigabytes. It never seems to slow down, and it never seems to be a problem. So I don't know that this is much of an issue as a lot of people would like you to believe. For me, it's not an issue. For some people, it might be. I guess if you're doing really heavy video editing, with my video editing, even 20-minute videos are not really an issue here. Now, the fans do get kind of loud when you're compressing video. They're not as loud, I think, as the previous generation by a decibel or two, but that's not really much of an issue. They do get loud, and compared to the Mac Pro that I normally use for editing, it was kind of strange to have the fans spin up. They vent out of the back here, and it keeps it nice and cool, but it does get a little bit warm on the bottom and this top bar here when you're doing that. So you will feel that if you don't have any covering your legs, for example, you've done your lap, and you have shorts on and it hits your skin, you're going to know it's pretty warm. But shorts or whatever you're wearing, jeans, it's not going to be too big of a deal, I don't think. Now, obviously, you want to know how fast this is compared to the previous one. So I did a Geekbench on both of them, and the Geekbench should show that this particular MacBook is faster than the old one. So let's take a look at that. When it comes to Geekbench, you'll see that there's only slight gains as far as that goes. Only about a few hundred on each side. So it's not as big as we might want to see based off the previous version. Now, in real-world use, I wanted to see how much faster this was than the previous generation MacBook. So what I did is I used Final Cut, and I used the video that I made of the unboxing of this device in order to use this as a benchmark. So what I did is I imported that to both Final Cuts on both devices. It's the same version Final Cut on both. Both are fully updated, and no other applications are running. Then what I did was make a quick color correction change and add a title to it, and then make sure they're not rendered. Then we went and saved it and ran that test. So let's take a look at the test. We'll let it run and take a look at the results. So you'll see the MacBook Pro is pretty fast when compressing compared to the previous generation. And this particular device is really a joy to use. And you'll see here something that you may not have noticed is the touch screen or the touch bar at the top goes to sleep to save battery. And speaking of battery, during that compression test, the batteries were a little bit different on each device, but I wanted to show you what they were before and after. These speakers are actually pretty good, and some people were saying that these grills are false and they're not real, but I think on this particular version they have a little bit of pass-through because I hear sound coming out of here and using the back as kind of reverberation or for the bass, and it sounds pretty good. Let me turn it up. This is one of my videos I did. Finally, the over-the-air came out and I could upgrade. So that's kind of a pain, but you can see here's the over-the-air. It wasn't that big. So it sounds pretty good. I think most people will be pretty happy with the speakers. They're nice and loud, and people that are editing regularly are going to use a nice set of studio monitors or something like that anyway. But I think on the go, most people will be pretty happy with this particular device as far as the speakers are concerned. In conclusion, I think the MacBook is much better than I originally anticipated. I thought it was going to be a kind of a gimmicky MacBook with the touch bar and this giant trackpad and the lack of ports, but I found that over 2 weeks, these ports aren't that big of a deal, and it's nice to be able to charge on either side. No, you don't get the MagSafe where it popped off before, and that was really nice in case you tripped over it, but I've personally never had that issue, and I'm pretty careful with my stuff, but that will be an issue for some, and I was pretty disappointed that they took that out. But other than that, the touch bar is kind of a convenience. It's not really essential, I would say, but it's nice to have, and it makes things a little bit easier, like transform when you're in Pixelmator, you want to change something, and each application developer will have to change that themselves. So that part, it's nice that it's there. I never use the function keys anyway, so why not do something with that? As far as the keyboard, I really like it. And the port inconvenience is only really the SD card slot. I wish they would have kept that. Not having that and having to use a dongle in the set of dongles that I have, this makes it, I guess, livable for now. And eventually, hopefully, everything will be wireless and quick anyway. Maybe that's what Apple's thinking in the future. Apple has always looked forward, and hopefully they standardize everything so that the USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 port becomes the norm. The only thing I can't say is I can't recommend this to someone coming from a 2015 MacBook. It's not worth the amount of money you have to spend in order to upgrade just for that touch bar. The display is really nice, but I don't know that that's worth another $3,000 or so just to get the touch bar and a bigger trackpad and a little bit of a spec bump. So that part right there, I would like to see them lower the price on this device a little bit, or at least a lot. Other than that, Apple has always been expensive, so I kind of expect that anyway. So I would recommend this to someone with a 2013 or earlier MacBook Pro, but probably not someone with a 2015 or newer. Let me know what you think about this MacBook Pro in the comments below. I've grown to like it a lot. I think it's a great little device, but overly priced at this point. Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.